Throne and Liberty has had a delay. I'm not surprised. It's been delayed to 1st of October, where the early access is on the 26th of September. Now, again, like I said, I'm not surprised, but I really want to take this time to talk a little bit about Throne and Liberty, about my expectations for it, why the delay is happening, and what is basically going on with the game. So let's jump into the video. So here they have made a announcement regarding the delay, and they're saying we have decided. First, they're saying thank you for everybody that began the journey in Solution during an open beta test. Your participation and feedback has been invaluable, and we closely collaborate with NCSoft to drive changes that reimagine Throne and Liberty. So this is basically AGS that are basically publishing the game in the West, talking for NCSoft, and they're saying the reason for the delay is because they need additional time to integrate new systems, community feedback, all this stuff. Is BS. Okay, I will tell you the real reason for the delay. The real reason for AGS delay is because, first of all, they do a lot of delays. I played a bunch of New World. I played a bunch of Lost Ark. I'm still waiting for Blue Protocol. Where's Blue Protocol? It's been 3 years, right? And then I think they're launching also New World on console around the same time. But the main reason, which every MMO is afraid of, let's be real, is World of Warcraft. Okay, World of Warcraft is launching. They want to have as much time from the World of Warcraft launch till the game launch, because people are going to be busy with a lot of the new World of Warcraft stuff. A lot of streamers, MMO content streamers, let's be real. If you're an MMO content streamer, you're going to be playing World of Warcraft. Throne Liberty, nobody cares. Lost Ark, nobody cares. World of Warcraft has a launch, everybody's gonna be playing it, everybody's gonna be streaming it, really bad for the game. What is AGS known for? They're known for paying a bunch of streamers, paying a bunch of content creators to play their game, create a lot of hype. It happened with Lost Ark, it happened with New World. What AGS is known for, having massive player numbers at the start of every launch, and then they plummet, right? That's what AGS is known for. So they know their marketing, they know what they're doing. So there's delays, I'm gonna be real, is because of that. That's my opinion, of course. Now, when it comes to the game itself, aside from the delay, okay, let's talk about the delay really quick. I do not like that games do this. If you give a launch date, right? People are taking days off work, they're getting ready, they're planning, and then a month before you're like, yeah, we're delaying a little bit more. That's what most companies or games, what they do is they don't give you an official date before they're 100% sure. They're like, fall around October, September, November, to give you like quarter 4, quarter 3, but they gave us a date and then they delayed it. For me, I don't care, because I'm still gonna play. It doesn't matter for me, but I know for a lot of players it matters, and especially when people are spending money buying early access. Okay, first of all, I'm really annoyed about the whole early access thing. The reason for that is it's an MMORPG. They're giving early access different servers. So a lot of the people I'm going to be playing with are not going to be paying into the game, right? They want to play the free to play, so I won't be able to even play with them. So this whole early access, paying for it, when you have a lot of monetization in the game that people will be spending money on, is kind of scummy to me, in my opinion. But away from the early delays, the launch, all the stuff, that is, I think, the reason for the delays. Now, what do I think is going to happen with the game? Now, I think, like I said, they're going to launch the game. They're going to have incredibly high player numbers. I don't think it's going to be as high as New World or Lost Ark, even though they do have console, because there's been a lot of negative feedback around the game, and people aren't as hyped for MMOs anymore. People are kind of hyped, but when you have a lot of like negative feedback around the game, it usually doesn't do that good. But I think it's still going to be a really high number. It won't just last that long, and we'll get back to why I think it's not going to last that long. But I'm gonna have a good time playing this game out. I played a bunch in Korea. I didn't get to check out the Hyperboost servers, but it's been a lot of changes to the game. But this game also has a lot of issues. I mean, the main issue is obviously the pay to win. They did a lot of changes, and the thing with the pay to win is it's very interesting what they're doing. Okay, because they're trying to implement new pay to win systems, and the community calls them out, they take it back, and then they introduce something new, they take it back. So most likely what's going to happen is, the longer the game goes on, they're going to eventually add more and more pay to win stuff. It's obvious. Okay, it's going to happen with the game. When it loses population, when it loses hype, the first update happens with every single game like this. It might start as a very minimal pay to win, but gonna end up being extensive pay to win is going to happen with the game. But the reason I think this game is not going to last for more than a couple of months, I'm going to have a great time and fun playing this game for 2 months. I think it's a great, really fun game. But the reality is, MMORPGs is a dying genre, and people want these games to fail, and people are looking for any reason they can to quit. They can have negative feedback from their friends saying that this is ass, this is bad, PvP is bad, the PvE is bad, it's repetitive, or the game can be bad itself, right? But people, MMOs don't survive. We've seen it with the numbers with new MMOs. It starts really good and then people just lose interest. It's just too much investment. There's too much to do. It's usually not very friendly to new players or casual players. So people just get burnt out and don't want to play anymore. There's a lot of barriers, pay to win barriers, PvP barriers, gearing barriers. There's just too much investment. That's why MMOs don't last. That's why I think it's going to eventually find a population. Hopefully it's like in a range of survivable, having enough players, but there is a chance it's going to get the New World treatment because it's a very similar game to New World. And when I say that is, I have thousands of hours in New World. I love New World, but New World has kind of the same concept, right? The main thing is the PvP. The PvP is supposed to bring you into the game. It's mass Zerg PvP. You're gonna fight players, but how do you gear up to do PvP? You do PvE. You run dungeons. You run challenge dungeons. I think they have added to the game. You do these things repetitively over and over again. You grind contracts. You grind mobs. You grind ads. You grind the PvE over and over again to be able to participate in the Zerg PvP or mass PvP, right? Because PvP is the fun endgame of the game. For me, I might enjoy the PvE content because, you know, I'm one of those classic MMO players that like to run into a dungeon 1,000 times to get their gear, but most players aren't because they don't got that time, they got the effort, and it's very boring and repetitive. But that's what the end game basically is, just like in New World, right? And usually what happened in New World is going to happen in this game is the server is going to be dominating by massive guilds, like I said in my last video. That probably going to be spenders. They're going to spend a lot of money in the game, going to get good gear. And in Zerg PvP, let's be real, what matters in Zerg PvP is numbers and how good your gear is. Skill does matter to some degree, but mainly if you have a guild full of 100 whales and you have a guild of 100 non-whales or geared players but know what they're doing, usually the whales will always win because they're going to tap you. And in this game, you do die really fast. So I don't think like it's the reality, right? And then the server's going to be dominated with big guilds. You're not going to be able to compete. You're going to end up quitting. Like another reason to quit the game. So I do feel like this game will get a New World treatment, unfortunately. But I think for America, unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I think this game is not going to do good in the NA region. MMOs in general, for some reason, recently has not been performing in NA, and then I think this game especially won't perform in NA. It is a very lineage type style of game, which are usually more popular in Asia and EU. So I think the Asia servers and EU servers will do really good, but I don't think the NA servers will do good at all. Now, I think that it's going to be an enjoyable MMO experience because it is a proper big MMO that is finally releasing after many years. We don't have many big MMOs releasing recently. What did we have past couple of years? We had Tarisland and Throne of Liberty. Yeah, that's it, I think. Like big MMOs releasing, right? And MMOs are just not performing, but it's always fun to get into a new MMO. And I'm going to be honest, you will have a good time in this game at the start. Okay, I know I said a lot of negative and bad stuff about the game, or like overall just about MMOs in general, but I do think the reason I'm giving you 2 months too is because I think for 2 months or at least a month you can have a really good time in the game. There's a lot of stuff to explore. There's a good story. I mean, the world is really good. A lot of dungeons to explore, PvP, things to do, weapons to try out, community to engage in, world bosses, PvP events happening, a lot of fun stuff to do. But I think once you hit the 1 to 2 month limit, when you have explored the game and you start getting to the end game repetitive grind over and over again, you're gonna eventually hit a wall, right? Because I heard that the game is not as what can you say, dynamic anymore. It's more focused on the PvE, the repetitive dungeons. So you basically do the same thing over and over again to get the good gear. to go into PvP and fight, right? That's it. It's a berserk PvP game, and usually these games don't have a long shelf life, unfortunately. But I really am interested to see how AGS tackles this, because let's be real, I'm gonna be honest. I had high hopes for AGS for a long time when it comes to New World, comes to Lost Ark, all these games. But again and again, they show that they're not, haven't been competent enough. They do really good at the start, the launch of game, but after that, it just goes downhill. Yeah, I know NCSoft will mainly have the last say in most of the thing. I don't know how much AGS actually can do a change in the game. I know they will probably work around a lot around community, but the reality is, when the Korean version of the game gets an update, they will update the global version. When the Korean version do balancing changes, we will get the balancing changes. In the end of the day, games like these, usually we do have a voice, but usually the Korean base will have the bigger voice, okay? Because that's the main income for their game, right? AGS will listen to us, but they will have to work with NCSoft. So I really hope they do good. I hope this game performs. Like, again, at the end of the day, I want games and MMOs to do good, right? I don't like this whole thing of games failing. It's not bad for the community. It's not good for the MMO genre. I want Throne Liberty to perform. I really hope it does. I hope it does amazing, and AGS does good. But you have to look at the warning signs, and that is why I'm giving to you guys, right? The warning signs. But that is my opinion on Throne of Liberty and the delay and everything. I would love to hear what you guys think about the game. Will you guys be checking out Throne of Liberty? I definitely will be checking out. Again, 1st of October for now. For now, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it might get delayed again. I mean, Blue Protocol was supposed to launch in 2023 or something. It's still not launched yet. So 1st of October, let's say. But most likely the delay is only because, like I said, because of other games. I don't think it has anything to do with changes or implements. Nobody cares, because the Korean version is basically going to copy paste into global version. Like, there's no new changes. The West version, it's not going to have some new crazy new stuff or systems that the Korean version doesn't have. Okay, so this thing is just delayed just to make sure they have a successful launch, which isn't bad, you know. I just don't like the way they did it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for checking out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.